Our big circular economy mission at this CII Sustainability Summit, where we had our Commissioner for Environment from the European Union, Mr. Vella, together with a delegation of 80 European businesses. And they were here to talk with Indian businesses, with policymakers. They met with 5 ministers, and we had, 10 sessions during the Sustainability Summit last year on all aspects of circular economy. And something that our businesses really appreciated was not only to hear about what is going on in a major economy such as India, but also really the opportunity to partner with Indian businesses. And we had a lot of really nice concrete business partnerships that came out of it. And I think, again, coming back to what Seema was mentioning just now, this is an example of where businesses can be involved and where we can work together from Europe and India on really bringing together businesses, innovative business solutions, and we can support these businesses in taking them to a concrete level. Resource efficiency, as you have understood, is close to my heart. It's something that we are working on very much, but of course it's only one of the topics that is needed for the future. So what we are doing, really what we've been doing as the EU for the last few years, is we've been trying to develop what we call India-EU partnerships. So we have a partnership on water, we have a partnership on clean energy and climate action, and we have one on smart and sustainable urbanization. And actually the reason why I want to mention this is that I think it goes very nice in harmony with what Seema was saying, because what we're trying to do in these partnerships is to bring together all the stakeholders that has an impact or are somehow involved in these sectors. So we try to bring together European countries, Indian states, national level, state level, the same for the European side. We bring on board businesses, financing institutions, research institutions, and try to really see how can we have cross-learning between all these sectors so that we, again, get out of the silo thinking and into something where we can actually find solutions that go across all these societal challenges that we are trying to address.
We look at the whole Goal 12, which is basically about sustainability and bringing in the consumption-related elements. 4 sub-points are what the negotiating teams have fixed up, and the idea that reduce food losses is something which is extremely important, and point number 1 within the Goal 12 when we are talking about sustainable consumption patterns. So this is absolutely essential. There are already social enterprises in. So those of us who are planning to get CSRX around for Goal 12, there are specific government initiatives, but of course several private initiatives which are trying to check that. Second is about management of chemicals and all waste throughout their life cycles. And here again, several firms have come up, and CII has already documented some of that. I know of Mahindra & Mahindra, which has done some measures in terms of reducing and managing the chemical waste that is there. The third, of course, is about reduction, recycling, and reuse, where we bring in the circular economy. And there are specific parameters where some firms are working on, and we can really bring that in a major sort of scenario where practices to integrate sustainability information and then reporting it, I think, is important. So the annual reports of the firms, how they can bring in sustainability relevant elements, I think are important.
We have this borrowing culture, we have this credit culture. We have, we borrow from the future, whether it is, to do with the financial systems that we have, and we are applying the same frame to the natural ecosystem. We are borrowing from the future, we continue to borrow, and the challenge is that maybe we are borrowing so fast and so much that now the regenerative capacity we are seeing is not there. So how do we get out of this frame of putting the same kind of matrix that we put on our financial systems and the culture that we have onto the natural ecosystems as well? The agenda for the future urban centers is that they should be shared, connected, and electric. Yeah, that was something that was said right up front, that all future urban centers and the way we will live in urban areas is by being shared, connected, and electric. There was also this, future specific focus on designing cities with people at the center of it, right? It's not designing cities the way we design now, but the future, if we need to have those livable cities and livable spaces, design cities for people, including the human rights elements in it. You know, we had these discussions around human rights, and connected to that was that even when we design cities and living spaces, are we actually including the human rights elements in it? And the future needs to look at beyond smart cities, maybe. So smart cities is a good beginning, but beyond smart cities, how do we completely integrate city design and planning? So bringing the entire sense of interconnectedness and integratedness in the city planning, whether it's, you know, so not looking at transport as a transport system as a silo, security and safety as a silo, water that you provide to citizens as a silo, the air quality as another silo, but everything is interconnected because it has some or the other impact. So the entire design of how we look at cities, design cities in an interconnected manner, that's a big agenda maybe for the future.